Not bad, eh? Yeah, this is Burrinjuck Dam. It's a big dam up north of Canberra. It's on the Murrumbidgee River. It's the first of the dams on the Murrumbidgee River. It's all sort of feeds part of the irrigation system, which is a bit further downstream. And I'll talk a bit about that later. But yeah, so out here at Burrinjuck Dam for a quick hike around the lake, just here for the day. There's a trail, human hovel trail that runs around the edge of the dam here, so I'm going to go and wander around that if I can find it. I haven't found it yet, so I'm down on the edge of the dam at the moment. But yeah, I'll go and find that and go for a hike. It's about 5 or 6 k's out and same back, and we'll go for a wander up there and see what we can see. Some nice views of the lake or the dam from here along the trail. So we'll go and find those and grab a coffee and chillax on a Sunday. Sounds pretty good, eh? Yes, so Lake Burrinjuck. It's on the Murrumbidgee River. So they've dammed the Murrumbidgee River. Now, up there is where Carroll's Creek comes in, and that's where we're going to walk. We're going to walk up there and hopefully be able to cross it. It depends on how much water's in the dam. We might be able to cross that and then head further along up here. And if we follow this around, over there, in that area there, is where the Murrumbidgee actually comes in. So that's where the main river comes in. And if we pan around a bit further, and I know you hate this, but right up there is where the Digby River comes in. So the Digby River, which sort of comes out of the Brindabellas, feeds into this lake as well, into this dam as well. So it always met up with the Murrumbidgee, but they've since dammed the Murrumbidgee and created a 3-point dam where the Digby River comes in as well. And a bit further this way, if we pan around up there, further down there is where the dam is. You can't actually get there unless you've got a boat, but you can't get too close to it. But so that's Burrinjuck Dam and how it's sort of laid out. And I'll show you a map from above as well, so you can get a bit of an idea about what it all looks like. Yeah, let's go for a wander. I'm actually not going to walk along the lake, along the track. I'm just going to walk around the edge of the lake. It's not full, so I can get right around the edge. So that's pretty cool. So I can stay right down near the water. Let's go and have a look. Yeah, well, I found the human hovel track. Looks like a nice little track starting off through these casuarinas, so that's pretty cool. So I'm just going to follow this along. Like I said, we'll get to Carroll's Creek and see if we can get across. And if not, we'll stop and have a coffee and take in the vistas and take in the views. It's all pretty amazing there behind the camera. Yeah, Burrinjuck Dam, it was part of the Murrumbidgee or like the irrigation system on the Murrumbidgee. So the Murrumbidgee, sort of the turn of the 1900s, they started building this dam in 1909. So sort of around the early 1900s, towns were sort of popping up out in the Riverina, Leeton and Griffith, which were the sort of centres of these irrigation areas. They turned the Murrumbidgee into a bunch of dams and a lot of irrigation channels and all sorts of things to water the inland of Australia. And it made the food bowl for the next sort of 50 or 60 odd years. It's still going, rice and all that sort of stuff. So this was the start of it. So they started building it in 1909, but as you can imagine, 1909 was right at the start of a pretty shitty period of time. So we had a war and depression and all that sort of stuff. So it took them about 20 years to actually get it done. But they finally did, and now we've got Burrinjuck Dam. It's a huge recreation area as well as irrigation too. So a lot of fishing, and there's a big campground where I parked. That's where the trailhead is. So yeah, it's a big recreation area. I haven't been to this part before. Like, this sort of backs onto Yass, so it's a big lake, a big dam. So if you sort of come out the back end of Yass, you can sort of reach Burrinjuck Dam as well. And I did come out here a few years ago with a mate of mine, and went water skiing on here. He's a mad water skier, and I'm not. So I just sat in the boat. I didn't even drive it because I'd just crash it. Do you drive boats or do you sail them? I'm not sure. But anyway, so we came out here and he went water skiing, and his brother drove and another mate of his, and they just took turns, and I just sat in the boat and drank coffee and enjoyed myself. It was beautiful. And so we screamed around this lake, this dam. But yeah, so that's kind of what it's what it's all about. It's a lot of recreation out here. It's 110, 100 or so years ago now, so we probably wouldn't have such a cavalier approach to to what we did to the world back then. But there are some nice legacies, I guess, of all the damage we did. But it's a pretty nice part of the world, and it's full of little lookouts and places to see. Burrinjuck is a Wiradjuri word, means steep or jagged mountains. So the mountains around here are pretty steep, which is why you can build a dam. So you build a dam between in a valley, and it fills up real quick. But I'll get some photos of the mountains around here that I came over to get into here. But in defence of the Wiradjuri people, they're not the most massive mountains in the world, but they didn't really have much experience of the Andes or the Swiss Alps or anything, so they don't really know what a jagged mountain or a massive mountain is. But it is pretty big, pretty impressive, and I'll get some photos of that, and I'll show you why it's called Burrinjuck, or Burrinjuck, if my pronunciation is correct, which I doubt it is. But anyway, let's keep wandering around and see what we can see. Grab a coffee. Yeah, this looks like Carroll's Creek that we're coming up onto now. Fair bit of water in there, so I may not be able to get past. I don't think there's a bridge or anything, and I'm not particularly keen on getting too cold. It's still winter, or it's the first week of spring, so this is very cold water. And it was like 3 degrees this morning when I got here too, so not exactly swimming weather. So we'll see how far we can get. But the track goes up for a fair way, so we'll probably go a long way, and we'll find a spot to have a rest. Check this Xanthoria coming up on the left. Pretty cool. There's been a few of them actually, but that's the best one so far. Yeah, so Carroll's Creek basically peters out here. It's just a little slow trickle down through these rocks here. That's basically the end of it. I wasn't expecting it to be hard to cross. There hasn't been any rain for the last sort of 6 or 8 months, so I was expecting it to be pretty dry. You can continue along on the Human Hovel Trail if you want to, and it takes you right back through to Yass, which is a fair hike. It's a long track. It's quite a good track. Human Hovel were early explorers, for those who don't know who they are and have no idea about Australian history, but yeah, they were early explorers, early inland explorers. The big highway that joins our 2 biggest cities, Sydney and Melbourne, is called the Hume Highway, named after him. So obviously Hovel was the sidekick, Batman and Robin. But yeah, this is as far as I'm going to go. I'm about, what am I? Yeah, I'm a bit over 3 kilometres into the hike. Like I say, I got about 3.5 kilometres back because I took a shortcut, and I want to go and check something else out on the way back. But yeah, and then I've got a 2-hour drive home. So I'm going to head back. As nice as this little spot is, I want to go and sit down by the lake, I think, and have a coffee. So I'm going to start wandering back and find a spot in the sun. It's a bit cool down here in the shade. and overlook the lake and maybe get a few rays on me. Currawongs. Yeah, how good's spring? You know, I love winter. I love camping in winter, you know, despite the really short days and the freezing nights. I do like winter because you can always get warm. And when summer rolls around, I love those first couple of days when the sun warms you up and there's a warm breeze. But I soon get sick of it. But at this period of each year, when it's spring for the first maybe month or two, when it's high teens, low 20s, it's pretty tough. And yeah, it's a huge lake. Australians have this weird measurement system where whenever we see a body of water, we measure it, we compare it to the Sydney Harbour, and on the Sydney Harbour scale, Burrinjuck Dam is 2 Sydney Harbours. So yeah, pretty big body of water. I do know how much, and I might be wrong, and I'll put it on the screen, but I think it's 1,000 million litres. I might be miles away from that, but it's something like that. Kookaburras. I'm sure you can hear them with that directional mic. There's some kookaburras going off over the back there. Whew, yeah, done. Yeah, well that's my coffee done. And plus the sun's gone behind a cloud too, so the sun's gone away. Yeah, so I'm going to head back along the same path I came in on, so I don't think I'll record much on the last little leg here unless there's something super exciting to see. So yeah, thanks for coming out with me into Wiradjuri country. I grew up in Wiradjuri country, a bit further west than here, but yeah, it's always nice to be anywhere near the Murrumbidgee River. It's got a great smell to it. I love it, and always good to be out here. So yeah, hope you enjoyed coming along with me on this little trip to Burrinjuck Dam, and yeah, till next time, stay safe.